All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back again to the channel. I hope everybody is doing well. So, back as usual to let you know the latest in the camp of the Super Eagles. Of course, the first training session went down this evening as expected, and we saw a lot of turnout from the boys. Up to 18 players have now reportedly showed up in the camp, which is obviously very nice to see. It's just remaining 3 players to join the group. So, as far as the players that have now joined the camp, we talk about Kevin Bassi, Alex Iwobi, Samuel Chukwueze, Tolu Arokodare, or Olakunle Olusegun, Wilfred Ndidi, Moses Simon, William Chis Ekong, Benjamin Frederick, Chidozie Awazim, Amos Obasogie, Stanley Nwabali, Semi Ajayi, Ademola Lukman, Ako Adams, Chidera Ejuke, Bright to say Samuel, Raphael Onyedika. So these are the guys that have showed up in camp, as we speak. So Osimhen and 2 others are expected to join in the camp. They probably already, landed in camp right now that I'm making this video. But I mean, these updates of the amount of players in camp that I just listed here is the update that happened last 1 hour. So I mean, maybe these guys have already showed up, but it's just so good to see the massive turn up. Of course, they held their training. Coach Eric Shell stepped out with his backroom staff, and they conducted a very nice training, as you can tell from the pictures. Lots of drills, from checkups, physical assessment, and all of that. And then they stepped onto the pitch and then did some, tactical drills and, knocked around some football and things like that. So it's really nice. The camp is buzzing, and there's just been a lot of good news, right now from the camp. We just thank God that the guys that were mentioned in the list, they didn't, end up having injury. We don't have any record of injury players in the list, as they represented their club side over the weekend. So that's actually a very great news. The last call up, I mean, I think we had a few issues here and there concerning, some players that were mentioned, and then, close to the time that they were supposed to come to the camp, they had injuries. Talk about Felix Agu that period. I think Seredesas as well. So they were substituted. But it's good to see that everybody's good to go. But just to give you some update concerning the hotel issue right now. Of course, if you follow the last video, you definitely know that I talked about a certain dilapidated building, in the neighborhood of the hotel that NFF launched the Super Eagles. So that actually went viral. But right now there's been some few tweaks to it. NFF has now come out to respond to that claim, because obviously when Nigerians saw it all over social media, everybody was blaming NFF and accusing them of renting a substandard hotel, a cheap hotel for the Super Eagles, knowing fully well that this match is a very, very, very important match that they need to, invest in terms of the best facility, best hotels, and everything that the boys need for them to be fully motivated, not just motivated, but fully taken care of, and then that's obviously going to help them perform well on the pitch on Thursday. But in response to this, the NFF came out and, in their words, in summary, they actually said that, this Rive Hotel, that's the name of the hotel. They say that this hotel that the reason they picked this hotel is because of its proximity to the training facility, where the Super Eagles will be training. So that's basically the major motive. They wanted to go for something that's closer, that will not stress them in terms of, like, taking two long trips to the facility. And this hotel, in the last video I said it was a 5-star hotel, but it's not exactly a 5-star hotel. It's a 4-star hotel. And this is what NFF said. Rive was chosen because of its proximity to the team's training facility and the stadium here in Rabat. But personally, I don't like this excuse, because it's just so routine. It's just so cheap to be an excuse. How would you say you looked for the closest, to rent for the boys? So does this mean that Rive Hotel is the only closed hotel to the training facility? That's not true. That's not true. If you even go to Google Map and check hotels that are close to this training facility in Rabat, I'm sure you're going to see other hotels, five-star hotels even, that are close and have better environments, better facilities and things like that. But just let me know what you think. Do you think NFF are justified in saying that they chose a closer hotel to the training facility? There's also something right now that has come out, and this is obviously a bit of a fact check, or a bit of a digging in by Ninja Sports. They actually went as far as digging in the reviews from this Rive Hotel, that have actually used the hotel before. They dropped their reviews on Google. So this is exactly what we are seeing from the review, courtesy of Ninja Sports. Of course, you can easily just do it yourself. Go to Google, search review for Rive Hotel Rabat. You're going to see this result as well. And from this result, we are seeing that a lot of the reviews are not even good. They are not good. People are giving one star review out of 5 star. The highest review here is 3 star, and it's just one. And if you want to look at the comments here, you see some really funny comments. This one is saying dangerous small brown ants in pillow, blanket, mattress, and toilets. Avoid. And then the person even sent a screenshot of a big mosquito or brown ant, that beat him on his wrist. And then you see other reviews here. They are just basically warning people not to use that hotel. That the hotel it has mosquitoes, bed bugs, and all of that. This other one is saying that there's so much noise, loud noise around 1 a.m. You cannot sleep because of the loud music and all of that. This one is saying the location is good. The service is not for a 5 star hotel. For example, they don't provide even toothpaste. The one is saying, it's also saying the staff are nice. The breakfast is not the best, but acceptable. Still not a 4 star hotel. So basically, these are just very bad reviews that this hotel is getting, but yet the NFF deemed it good enough to rent it for the Super Eagles. And you just wonder, where is all the money that was made available for these things to be taken care of? I would expect the Super Eagles to be lodging in 5 star hotels where they won't have issues such as all of these things now, from this review. So these players now, we expect them to not sleep in the night at 1 a.m. based on this review from somebody that had lodged in the hotel. And also they will be grappling with mosquitoes and ant bites on the bed. So that's just what is happening right now. I wanted to give you guys this update because I talked about it in the previous video, and also NFF reacted to it, saying that it's the closest hotel. But let me know your thoughts about it, guys. Let's move forward and talk about the likes of CAF right now unveiling the football match for the Nations Cup that's coming up in December. So this is the football that they will be using, and it looks really beautiful. And obviously, it's still a couple of weeks until that one starts. But then, CAF is doing everything that they can then to make sure that it prepares on time for that football Monday. And then, just to wrap up, guys, let me let you know that the Gabonese players have started arriving Morocco, ahead of that clash against Nigeria. We've cited people like Aubameyang, their biggest player, their talisman, who they will be hoping, he gets a good day against Nigeria. But personally, I'm sure for all Nigerians, will be hoping he has a bad day. There's also Mario Lemina, who has touched down as well. And this guy is a familiar face. Of course, he plays with Victor Osimhen in Galatasaray. So it's going to be a hell of a fight on the pitch. He's going to want to, I'm sure, mark out Victor Osimhen. But I mean, everybody knows it's difficult marking Osimhen. I'm sure Lamina also knows that. So those are some of the updates coming out right now. Of course, stay tuned to the channel. More updates will be coming concerning this match coming up on Thursday.